Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are one of America's most beloved couples, producing and starring in iconic films from the last half-century.
Not to mention surviving coronavirus together.
We'll walk you through their love story and how they built a life together.
This is Hooked Up to Hitched.
Home Edition.
Tom and Rita's love affair technically started as a childhood crush, a whole 9 years before they even met.
Tom spotted his future wife on an episode of The Brady Bunch in 1972, where Rita played a baton-twirling cheerleader.
Sitting on a friend's couch, Hanks recalled thinking, "That girl's cute." And a decade later, he made a move.
They met in real life on the set of the 80s sitcom Bosom Buddies, where Tom caught Rita's eye, in spite of a very out-of-season pink pantsuit.
Such a shame Tom didn't make the cut for this season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
In 1984, the couple co-starred in the movie Volunteers. Hanks was still married to his first wife at the time, so the two actors started off as friends.
Although Tom later admitted to GQ that they both felt a spark on set. Quote, "Rita and I just looked at each other and kaboing, that was that. I asked Rita if it was the real thing for her, and it just couldn't be denied."
Wonder how his wife felt about that kaboing.
Kaboing. Cut to 2 years later, Tom's first marriage ended and his romance with Rita had officially begun. They made their public debut as a couple on the red carpet for the premiere of Tom's movie, Nothing in Common.
In 1988, the couple finally got hitched, and to this day, Rita's iconic short wedding gown is still raved about by fans and fashionistas alike.
Cute! 2 years later, they welcomed their first child into the world. He would continue the family tradition and become an acclaimed actor just like his parents. No, not Colin Hanks, this guy.
They both are fine, they're not even that sick, they're not worried about it, they're not tripping.
Don't worry, America, Tom and Rita are not tripping. More on coronavirus later.
Chet Hayes, a true national treasure. Tom went on to win back-to-back Oscars in 1994 and 1995 for Philadelphia and Forrest Gump, two amazing performances that Tom acknowledges he couldn't have given without the love of his life.
And I am standing here because the woman I share my life with has taught me and demonstrates for me every day just what love is.
As much as Tom and Rita's early years were defined by their collaborations in front of the camera, they're also a match made in heaven off-screen.
They became co-producers for a plethora of hits, from My Big Fat Greek Wedding to Mamma Mia. You remember Mamma Mia, Eileen? The one with Pierce Brosnan's beautiful singing voice?
When you're gone, oh, that's right, how can I get beyond?
To be honest, I was a little bit distracted by what he looked like.
Yeah. Good thing he's pretty, right?
Acting, producing, Tom and Rita do everything together, including watching sports. And they don't hold back either. They're just as animated as Jenny when she's yelling, "Run, Forrest, run!"
I love it. My favorite sport is watching their family watch sports. It's a game everyone wins.
Sadly, not everything has been perfect for Hollywood's favorite family. In 2015, Rita was diagnosed with breast cancer, and Tom was there to support her the entire time.
After undergoing a bilateral mastectomy, Rita swiftly recovered and the very next year was out touring her new music album. And Tom, of course, was right by her side.
Well, she's the bravest woman I know.
In 2018, the couple celebrated 30 years of marriage, and it seems like they're happier than ever.
And apparently just as frisky as when they were young. Turns out that famous running scene from Forrest Gump, a big turn on for Rita.
My wife will say, just leave it here, honey. I just want to see that one scene where you're running away from the camera. And we can look at that fine Hanks.
She's not wrong. Tom Hanks is a secret hottie. It's why I saw Castaway 7 times.
7 times? Houston, we have a problem. Superfan alert.
Hey, in these times, we could all use a volleyball friend.
Tom and Rita have been together for over 3 decades and just recently made it through coronavirus as a couple. They tested positive for the virus in Australia during pre-production of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis Presley movie.
And we're happy to report that after several weeks of self-quarantine, they're healthy and back home in the US. Hanks even hosted Saturday Night Live from home. What a trooper.
Hey, it's good to be here, though it is also very weird to be here hosting
Saturday Night Live.
So Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, why do you think they work, Brian?
Well, just like us, you know, they're America's favorite couple. I think Tom and Rita, they are sort of the boy next door, girl next door. Tom was in all these great rom-coms like Sleepless in Seattle, and their life feels like a bit of a rom-com romance, you know? Everyone's rooting for Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, 30 years going strong. And you don't mess with them, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 30 plus years in Hollywood, that's a lifetime together. And, you know, they're just so supportive of each other. At the Golden Globes this year, when Tom Hanks was honored for the Cecil B. DeMille Award, Rita was right there. Although she almost didn't make it, the one person to mess with this couple is a makeup artist, go figure.
I love that. And I love it. It was so likable and relatable that Rita was like posting on Instagram and social media about how she wasn't ready 3 hours before the award show. Hair, makeup, she looked just like a regular person, and she took a picture of it, and I love that. I think that's part of what makes Tom and Rita work, is that they're so scandal-free, even when something seems to be scandalous, like even how they met. It's like, we're not talking about it, but Rita Wilson was the other woman, you know? Tom was married to his first wife for nearly a decade, Colin Hanks's mother, and got a divorce with that woman before getting with Rita Wilson. Did the timelines overlap? I can't be sure. But the truth is that they're so likable that we kind of like shrug it off, you know? They're the Teflon couple of Hollywood, and I think that's it's like something to admire, you know? And another journey that they survived together was coronavirus. They were the first A-list couple, the first A-listers who openly said that they had tested positive for COVID-19 while they were in Australia, and I think it really woke everyone up to the reality of this. You know, you've got such, you know, the biggest movie star in the world. He's Woody from Toy Story, you know? Like, he could have really, you know, gotten sick from this, you know? And I think it was a bit of a wake-up call for everyone that even, you know, even celebrities can be affected by this.
That just goes to show you just how lovable Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson really are.
Oh, well, I wish I were there with you to hug you in person, Eileen.
Such a mushy moment. We need social interaction right now. Too much social distancing, but I'll take this right now.
I'm getting emotional about Tom and Rita. And for you guys at home, who do you want to see us cover on Hooked Up to Hitched next? Let us know. That's it for this episode of Hooked Up to Hitched. Now, don't only watch us, but hear us on our Hooked Up to Hitched podcast, available on Spotify, Apple, and wherever podcasts are found.
Be sure to subscribe and give us a rating. And remember that you can find more of the hottest celebrity news and gossip at page6.com.